once again, I don't really know where this is going to fit in the grand scheme of things. Hey, what's up, nerd fam? This is your boy Gashawn. I want to welcome you to Into the Nerd. Today, we talk about, the first look footage they showed of Black Adam. Now, if you've watched any videos that I've ever actually said about Black Adam, I don't actually know why they're going this route. Well, I know why. I don't really dig it. Now, I haven't actually. Nobody has seen the movie yet, right? But there's just certain things about it that are already making me raise an eyebrow. Look, I know it's probably going to be a very good-looking film. I know the costumes are probably going to look cool. I know The Rock will probably look awesome. I think he does have a great look for Black Adam. I know that other characters' costumes will probably look pretty cool. It looks like they're putting a lot of money into it. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's just that if you know the character Black Adam, this whole, the hierarchy of power is about to change and making him like, he's a hero, but he just does things his own way. It's not really the character. I mean, he's still, in any iteration of him, he's corrupted, right? He's a douchebag. And I get it, they showed that in the trailer, how he disintegrated the dude. But he is intrinsically attached to Shazam, or Captain Marvel, how he first was a long time ago. And it's weird, how he's getting, the first time we see him, he's in a solo outing. And I get they're doing it because they want this to be a vehicle for The Rock. But this seems like one of those things where the star is taking precedent over the character. Because I heard, he's talking about the footage. He's like, oh, this is, a passion project for me. And that's cool. But I wonder how much of this is about the character and more about the actor. The reason why I say that is because I mean, it's rumors. I know the Rock doesn't really like playing villains. But this guy, when he first appears on the scene, he is a major and lethal antagonist to Shazam. He appears in, I believe, the Marvel family, but that's his first appearance. So why are we seeing him by himself? It also kind of messes with the continuity of the movies, because in the Shazam movie, Shazam talks about him as if, he's not actively around. And as we know, this movie is supposed to take place before the Shazam movie. So what's going on here? A couple of things this messes with. Number one, the fact that he's here before the Shazam movie, but he's not here during the events of Shazam doesn't really make much sense, unless they're going to say that Dr. Fate is going to somehow, change reality or something to where it's going to make sense. So they've got some explaining to do there, because clearly in the Shazam movie, Black Adam is not around right now. They pretty much, they do say that. But also, they have a Justice Society of America, and this is taking place before Batman vs. Superman and all that. And as far as we know, in Batman vs. Superman, there were no metas. That was the first time the world had really even seen anything like that. But there's a whole Justice Society. So are we saying that Lex and all them, because remember, in this DCEU, Lex compiled whatever data of the stuff that he found, but Bruce didn't see that stuff until later. So up until then, nobody was seeing stuff. And obviously that was also messed up in Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is running around saving people in broad day too in Wonder Woman 1984. So that also messed that up as well. But regardless, this is just kind of going over the top by having an entirely different group than Justice Society of America exist before the Justice League, even though in this continuity, that's not really supposed to be a thing in the DCEU thus far. So it's very confusing to me. That's just that continuity thing, which is why I say these films seem to be all over the place. Like they're not really paying attention, or maybe they're just saying, fuck Zack Snyder stuff, and they're just doing whatever just to kind of shit on that. And if you're gonna do that, whatever. Or are they gonna somehow obviously use the Flash movie to retcon everything? I don't know. It just seems it's kind of confusing. It's going against a lot of the continuity they already set up. Also, something weird, right? So they got Atom Smasher, they got Cyclone, they have Hawkman. A race swapped Hawkman. I know a lot of people are he's Egyptian, so you might as well. We know how he looked in the comic. That wasn't what they did, right? Either way, I'm thinking this. If you're just trying to introduce characters and stuff like that, I would have thought, and this is just a thought from me, that if you're going to have like a character like that, especially having Aldous Hodge play, who is like, like he's a really good actor, I would have maybe had an appearance of Icon. Here's why. Icon's been around for a very long time, like in terms of like comic wise. And it would have been really cool to introduce an original character like that, maybe even have him fight Black Adam, so you can kind of like show off his strength and stuff like that, and then maybe him become an ally. And then maybe use Dr. Fate to make everyone, like, wipe everyone's memories that even happened. And then, what's his name? Icon will he'll remember the experience, and everybody else remember it, but the world won't. So it's like, all right, it'll finally make sense. And he'll be walking around the entire time, and people will get introduced to a character like that, rather than just doing the swap, and then people look in the comics and they don't have anything to reference to a character like that, right? And even Cyclone too. Isn't she like Redhead in the comics? Like just doing weird stuff like that. And there are a few characters that they can definitely do that too. And I guess we can kind of talk about the whole like Shazam. Like we kind of reference Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I don't have to do a whole video about that, but Shazam, Fury of the Gods as well. We can kind of talk about that because I believe like if we're gonna do a second Shazam movie, you're gonna have that whole like the Shazam family. Or Marvel, we can't call it not Marvel fan, but the Shazam family, right? Then shouldn't the next villain probably be Black Adam? Because that would be something that's really cool to show how powerful he is by fighting all those family members and him just decimating them. Like, wouldn't that make a little bit more sense? I don't know, like having like the random like Daughters of Atlas. It's like, I don't know how much whatever. That's just my opinion. And look, I saw the first look. They said all like the set building is great. Like I said, it's probably gonna be great looking. It could even be entertaining. I get it. I'm just speaking on a continuity standpoint. And honestly, I'm hoping that they get Henry Cavill back because that type of Superman, especially we want to see that on screen. And I don't know, this whole hierarchy, that weird line, this whole hierarchy of power is about to change. It's like, okay, but like, you're not the center of the entire DCEU. I mean, you're technically like a rival for one guy. And yes, you have challenged Justice League and he's super powerful, but it's like, he's known for being a Shazam villain. That's what he is. And he's in like the Legion of Supervillains at some point, and he was directly challenging the Justice Society of America as a villain. And even like in his new 52 version of himself, like he was kind of an asshole. I think he killed like his cousin or something. Like it was like to get the power. So it's like he's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. Not like a guy I just do things my own way. No, he's kind of a piece of shit. And they're kind of like terraforming him to kind of fit like the vision of what they want. And that raises a little bit of red flags for me. Let me know if this makes sense. Like obviously you haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't say 100% I know, but just judging by the trajectory of this movie, it kind of worries me, and it's on par for the course for the DCEU in terms of just being inconsistent and like not knowing exactly what they want from their universe in terms of continuity. Let me know what you think about the trailer. Let's talk about it. And to the nerd.